Irene. As she was just saying, at Core Innovation, we innovate on Telefónica's assets. And what are we talking about here? Well, the telecom network, customer data, which of course we handle with full privacy, or the digital platforms such as the video, home platforms, and others. These assets differentiates us as a company. It's a fantastic platform to innovate. Not everyone has this. For example, think about the home platforms. We have Movistar Plus, Movistar Home. We have the applications. And based on these platforms, it's very easy to innovate because once you get an idea, it's very easy to roll it out, to implement it. And that gives us a lot of power. However, of everything we do, there are three things I want to talk about today. First, the new reality of how, through innovation, we faced the pandemic. This is 2020. We have to talk about the pandemic. Second is programmable connectivity, what we're doing in programmable connectivity, which is very interesting. And finally, everything we're doing in digital marketing in the era of privacy. Let me start off with the new normal. This year has been a fantastic opportunity. It was full of uncertainty for all of us, and we've had to respond with a lot of agility. The pandemic has changed the reality, our normal, and we have to react to that. And Telefónica did that very quickly. Internet continued to work perfectly well, even in the toughest months. At innovation, we focus on the opportunities that could lie behind the pandemic. For example, the scientific team. We're working with mobility models to improve the models that epidemiologists were using to determine the propagation of the virus. So we take all the information from the mobile network, we put that into AI, and we combine that with the epidemiology models, and we can determine or predict how the virus is going to propagate based on people's movement. These models worked out quite precisely, and our forecast or predictions turned out to be right as all the confinement, as we found out, all the confinement measures were implemented, and we saw the results in May, June. Moreover, we also focus on how to ensure that Movistar's machinery can continue to work. Its platforms could remain up and running in a country which was basically working at home. Everyone was confined. The best example of that is a tool which is making today's transmission possible, which helped Movistar Plus to continue to produce its programs. We created this tool. It's called Digital Studio, and it helped Movistar Plus be able to carry out a live program. It was a miracle with the hosts, guests, producers, everyone from home. But instead of me telling you about it, I'll give the floor to Sergio Osle, the head of marketing and head of marketing and product and head of marketing. All yours, Sergio.
David, hola, hola.
Hello, David. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for inviting me to your Innovation Day. It's an honor to be here today. I remember other sessions we've had in Tres Cantos. I'm sorry that we can't do this like that. But anyways, with such fantastic tools as this, you can hardly tell the difference. We all have to get used to using these type of tools and not necessarily have to travel to specific sites. So since it's Innovation Day, of course, the best thing is to talk about the importance of innovation for Movistar Plus. For us, it's critical as users and how this is revolutionizing audiovisuals and new platforms, demanding customers. Increasingly more demanding. From a production point of view, Digital Studio tool was critical. It was key. We had to face a very difficult decision. How do we continue broadcasting our programs in an environment where physical contact was impossible? And we reacted very quickly thanks to the fantastic teams that we have and Movistar Plus, but also Telefónica teams as a whole, by using these sort of tools. In the case of Leitmotiv, I think it is the only late night show on a daily basis that did not stop one single broadcast every day. So probably the best thing is just listening to me. I'm a pretty person, and I don't produce television. Obviously, people with a lot more talent than myself do that. I would like to give the floor to Andreu Buenafuente, who's the protagonist. And of course, he's a legend in Spanish television and won the National Television Award, but also he's a person that has innovation in his DNA. And as I said, he's spearheaded the use of tools such as Digital Studio. He enjoyed it, so I'd like to give him the floor, and he can tell you better than anybody else.
Hi, Sergio. How are you? Hi, boss, and thank you so much for your support. I'd like to say that here and now because we can't see each other very much anymore, can we? And thank you very much for always supporting our program. The Digital Studio experience, well, you can imagine what it's been like. I have to highlight to you that it's been the most exciting thing that's happened in the program during lockdown. The most exciting thing I've ever had to do as a professional, and I say this over and over again, I never get tired of saying it. I don't think I'm exaggerating, because it's something that I really feel, and I think that I'm always very sincere and honest, and never before in the 30 years that I've been a professional had I ever made a program from home. I hadn't, and I don't think anybody had. But in my case, it was something so exceptional. It was something so exciting. It was amazing. All of us were keen to do it. We saw that there was a commitment there, and we had the challenge that we'd impose ourselves. But we need the technology to do it, and all of us were using the Digital Studio, and it's all of its know-how. But there we were it was all live and it was all real, and we started to use all of the highly professional, demanding components, and we had the feeling that all of us were learning every single minute that went by. It was a common sort of networking endeavor. I'd never done that before, and this is where we did the program before, and everything stopped. Everything came to a stop, and I really admired Digital Studio, the way they were. It was always keep calm. Everything's going really badly, but don't worry. We'll just leave, come back in again. We'll switch off, come back in, and everything went back to normal again. It was absolutely wonderful. And we made 50 programs like that. And I'd also like to underscore today for you something that I need to be honest about this. I got it was a pleasure. I got an award. It was a great honor. I'm not boasting about this. I was awarded the National Television Award. And the very first thing that I thought when I was given it, I think it was my father's feeling that came out. This is a prize, an award for me, for my career, but it's also for the whole team. I mean, I have lots of good ideas and good intentions, but I need people to put them through it with me. And I think Digital Studio is all part of that equation too, because that award, that acknowledgement, above all, was focused on the last section of my professional career and the thrust there that we had. Because a lot of people could deserve this award, but mainly it was all about the fact that we were making programs from home. So I'd like to acknowledge and thank Digital Studio for their support. They allowed us to do something that actually culminated in that award. It was all really lovely. It was tough though, and we're still there on the studio, but we're always waiting to see what's going to happen. In fact, I've gone off and bought a new PC just in case. There's a lot still to be done. I think there are lots of communication concepts that are changing very quickly. What is important now is fast, fresh communication, live, that could be done from anywhere. That would be an amazing step forward. That if I could just use my PC, use that great tool like the one you've given me, in enhanced form, and I could just set up wherever. I could just plug in my lights and make a program, a TV program, even better than ones that we're making from home. And that would be the challenge. Just putting a bit of pressure on you there. Thank you so much for everything. Thank you for asking us to speak here in the event, and back to David Del Val.
Bueno, pues.
Thank you, Andrea, for your for sharing with us that award that you got after 30 years of professional career. And again, thank you for entertaining all of us in such a difficult moment. And naturally, we take that gauntlet and we continue to innovate on how to blend software with production and all the new ideas that are pouring in for television. Now, on entertainment, another big field that we've come across throughout confinement and realize that we have a lot of innovation is actually education. Not education the way we've seen it to date, but innovation, education combined with entertainment. I don't know how to edutainment, as they call it in Anglo-Saxon countries. This year we've learned that education doesn't have to be presential. But I think we've also learned that education doesn't have to be boring. And that's precisely the question that we considered some time ago. What happens if we take content, and educational content, and we combine it with Movistar Plus, our entertainment platform? And this is what we came up with.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got that new thing that you might wanna hear. That real exclusive, something for your ear. I got that thing you want, I got that thing you need. I got that thing you want, yeah, you should come with me. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 let me see you now. If you got the move, we got the groove. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on, yeah, yeah. Let me see you now. We got the groove. We gon' make your body move. I got that new thing that you might wanna hear. That real exclusive, something for your ear. I got that thing you want. I got that thing you need. Yes, I do. I got that thing you want. Yeah, you should come with me.
Well, how interesting, and can't wait for December to come when we will be launching Movistar Campus.